Yeah, good for you to join today. So basically today there are two things that we're going to work on. That is because last week we didn't meet at all, right? We had the 17th of August, that was a holiday, and we had Thursday the 20th, that was a holiday. So today we got to do a review of two things. We're going to review reading 2, and then after that we have to review focus on speaking, because you already have done reading 2 in your textbook. That was for last week, and for this week you were supposed to have watched the video and done the activities in your textbook for focus on speaking. Okay, next week we will be doing focus on writing, and then by next week we will have done all our work, and then on the week of the 7th of September you have to submit it. So we're gonna go quite fast. Okay, so I'd love it for you to be ready to answer quickly. Maybe I will do things a little bit faster in this Zoom meeting than usual. Just remember that is because we have to do a review of 2 lessons in 1 lesson since we missed it due to our holiday last week. Okay, so please bear with me. Also, for the class secretary, please note who is absent today and who is late, and that is counting from 10 minutes after the starting time. Yeah, always 10 minutes after the starting time, the student will be counted as late. Okay, so straight away, I'd like you to go to page 10. And this is the book of reading and writing. So we go to reading 2, The Kindness of Strangers, Penniless Across America. So I'm gonna completely assume that you have watched the video thoroughly and done all the activities. Therefore, I can pace a bit faster. Normally, I would pace slower and give more time for, I would give you more time for, for discussion and all that. But today, we do not have that privilege. So you did read the text from The Kindness of Strangers, Penniless Across America. Beautiful story, very interesting. That brings us all the way to page 12, where we would straight away go into the comprehension of understanding, what the text is about. And in the videos also, I already expressed a lot about general main idea, which is reflected through the title and found in the thesis statement, which is in the introduction, and the sub main idea, which is reflected through any headings or headers or through the topic sentence of each body paragraph. Now, this is definitely more focused on main ideas. Is it true or is it false? You could also have scanned, maybe some are more detailed, but for this one, you would have to scan the text in order to figure that one out. And in the videos, I also re-explained about the reading strategies of previewing, right? Previewing, where you predict the type of text and then the purpose, which gives you focus on what to read for. And then the skimming, which is where you read the introductory paragraph, every topic sentence and concluding paragraph to get the main idea and maybe the sub-main ideas. And scanning, where you just go through the text in order to find a keyword or phrase to find a specific answer. Awesome. Okay, let's annotate this fast. I'll today do it for you. Next time you could annotate it for me. I'd love you guys to do that instead of me doing it. Okay, so the first one, McIntyre wants to prove that Americans don't think only about money. Is there anyone who would want to respond to this? Free response. What's the answer? McIntyre wants to prove that Americans don't think only about money. Okay, nobody responds. I'll just give in some of the answers and you can check it, because otherwise I don't think we be in time. Okay, so the first one is T is true. Can you please check your answers whether you got that or not? 2, the Baxters are a typical family from their town in Tennessee. According to the text, that is false. The Baxters are used to taking in visitors. false. And McIntyre is an inspiration for the children. That is true. And 5, McIntyre is disillusioned about kindness in America, and that is false. So basically, we're going to look at these answers. Number 2, our typical family from their own town in Tennessee. That is wrong because they have college degrees most others don't have. So they're not just a typical family. They're very unique. The Baxters are used to taking in visitors. That is also because they never entertain except family members. That's what it states in the text. And the last one, McIntyre is disillusioned about kindness of America, and that is not true because he is not. So if you would look at the text, you would know that these are correct and these are wrong. Please check your answers in this case if you got that correct, yes or no. TFFTF. Awesome. That brings me to the next part. As I said, today we go a little bit faster since we have to review everything because we didn't have a chance to do that last week. Okay, reading skills. So in the video,
pas kita kasih peluru
Tommy.
Kok beda nih? Gimana kok beda, Bos? Halo gitu.
Guys, hello. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going at the reading skill, and that is, let me see, making timelines to enhance note taking. So in the video, when you have watched it, gone over it, you saw the timeline here. I already gave a very clear explanation on that in the video. That's why it's so important that you guys watch the video and do the activities. Otherwise, it's hard for you guys to keep up. So here we already have the timeline of what happened. So you had to put in the boxes the answers. Now, I'd like to start with Kirana. Kirana, can you tell me what comes in this box, in the first box?
Is it number 4?
Oh, here, yes. Wait. Can you annotate or do you need help with that?
I can't. Oh, wait, can I?
If you can.
Wait, I can't. I'm sorry, Miss.
You don't have to draw a line. You can just do numbers. Yeah, just go to T for text, and then you can for text, and then you can put in a number.
Oh wait, where's the T? I can't really see. Oh my god.
So I'll give you an example, like this.
I don't see the T. Wait.
Well, you can only draw lines because I see you draw lines. Right?
Yeah, I can only draw lines.
Oh, okay then. Okay, cool. Then let me put in the numbers. No worries. Okay, no worries. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so yeah, that is this box. Let's go from here first. So before setting out, the first things that happens before setting out, yeah, that is here, yeah. That is 4, very good. And then arriving at Baxter's farm, who can tell me that? Anyone? Tommy, can you answer that for me? No. Yeah?
Is it 2?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, and then during the day, what is that? Who can tell me? There are 2 numbers. Five and 8. Yeah, just check it. And then, oh, wait. Yeah, 5 and 8. And then in the evening, let me just put it in. Can you please check your answers? And then the next morning, 6. And then Last one, during the next day, that would also be two numbers, yeah? 1 and 3. So basically this. So please look at it. Did you get this? Yes or no? So this is the events from McIntyre's story, which describes from the beginning until the end in this timeline. So starting with before setting out is 4, then 2, then 5, and 8 is during the day, and then 7 in the evening, the next morning, and the next morning is 6, and during the next day would be 1 and 3. Are there any questions for this?
No.
Okay, cool then. Then we go to the next page. Okay, I'd like to know about organizing. Remember what I explained in the video about synthesizing, yeah? So organizing is the part where you come up with your ideas and you basically get all your sources, and synthesizing is where you compile that information from different sources to create something new. So basically in our organizing, what we're doing, we're just looking at reading 1 and reading 2. And so here we had to come up with information from reading 1, scientific research, and reading 2, a personal experience, and complete the summary, basically. Now, so what are some of the things that would fall into number 1, neuroscience? Who would like to try that one out? Mirror neurons? Let me put some in and you look at it, yeah? What about this? Mirror neurons are the biological. Oh, look at my mistake in writing. Oh my gosh. And this you cannot do. You have to rewrite it. Are the biological. Come on. Did you guys get that? Basically this one. So mirror neurons are the biological basis of empathy. Yeah, so that looking at reading 1, that's what we get, right? And then the second one, and then looking at reading 2, how is it connected? Because they're both connected, okay? They have, in their ideas are connected. This one is connected to this. So McIntyre wants to prove, what is it that he wants to prove? Which is related to number 1, that empathy and kindness Daphne, what is it you want to say? So basically here, McIntyre in reading 2 says that he wants to prove that empathy and kindness are stronger than money. So here we can see that in this part they are both about empathy and they're both related. But here they talk about that mirror neurons are the biological basics for empathy. And here it says that he wants to prove that empathy and kindness is stronger than money. But they're both referring to empathy. So here you can see that from both texts you can have that both ideas that are correlated. Now, for example, here we can see mirror neurons were first discovered in animals, but then researchers realized that they were also essential in humans. Yeah. And then here it says that mirror neurons are important in human emotions. People open their homes to a stranger and feed and shelter him just because. Who would like to respond to this? Daphne, would you like to respond to this?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Anyone else? No? So basically, they sympathize with his situation. If you would have watched it, you would have known. Yeah. So basically, shelter him, and just because they sympathize with his situation. So also, this is connected with that mirror neurons are essential in humans, and here it more explains that it is important in human emotions and how does that evolve. So here you can see that connection. Number 3, mirror neurons are a basis for. Who can tell me? Jordi, are you here? Can you tell me? What did you answer there?
I don't really know, Miss.
How come? It's all right in the text. It's all there. You just need to look for it. What was the difficulty for you? If you look at this, mirror neurons are the basis for. Your keywords are mirror neurons and basis. And if you go back to reading 1, you will straight away get that. That's all literally in the text. So you just have to read it. Anyone else? You got to do it. If you don't do it, yeah, you don't know. Understanding other people's emotions. If you guys, let's say, do not do the video, you'll have a problem with your test, because you really get questions that are not that easy. So you gotta reconsider. You have to be more diligent in watching the videos that I give you and do the activities, because otherwise during your post test or definitely your unit test, it will be hard for you to answer, yeah? Okay, so in this case, in reading 1, we can find that mirror neurons are a basis for understanding other people's emotions. That's what the text states. Then the opposite one, number 3, states McIntyre encounters a family that spends their money to help poor students in their area. So here you can also see a connection. That in reading 1, it talks about mirror neurons being the basis for understanding people. And then in reading 2, it talks about how McIntyre meets a family that spends their money to help poor students. So basically, in this case, you can see that reading 1 and reading 2 are also connected, as in showing how mirror neurons help people to understand other people. So in reading 1, it's more a theory that is explained, and in comparison to that, reading 2 is more the example of it, that McIntyre finds a family who does spend their money to help poor students in their area. So there is definitely a connection. The keyword in both is the same: understanding people. Mirror neurons and understanding people. And that connects. Though reading 1 is maybe more theoretical and more into explaining a theory, reading 2 gives more real-time examples of that. Yeah, like that. Are there any questions?
Nope.
Okay, then we continue with step 2, which is synthesizing. Now, in this case, you had to write a letter. Write the letter from McIntyre to Professor Ramachandran about empathy. And you were supposed to use the information from the chart in step 1. So what we had filled out in step 1 goes here in the lines. So complete the letter, show how the insights about the brain in reading 1 shed light on the experiences. So basically in step 2, you just use the information that you got from step 1. So now I want to ask, who can annotate the first part? This one. Who can fill this one out? No one? How come no one? What could go in there? Let's say we started, yeah? It says what? Dear Professor Ramachandran, I have listened to your lecture on mirror neurons and I read your book. It is amazing that things like kindness and empathy could be encoded in our brains. I'd like to tell you about my adventure across America because, and then you have to take the information from step 1, what we filled out in the in the table just now. You could say, for example, I'd like to tell you about my adventure across America because I wanted to prove that empathy and kindness are more important than money. Ayo, that was number 1 in our table just now. Yeah. So I quit my, here's an example. So I quit my job and traveled penniless across America in search of the kindness of strangers. And then it continues. I read how scientists found mirror neurons first in animals, then I realized, so we're going into number 2 right now, so you could connect that with number 2. Yeah, and I realized how this information applied to human beings. In fact, their research helped to find a biological basis for empathy in human beings. Yeah, that is number 2. Then we go to number 3. I thought about your observations when I was traveling in Tennessee. I wondered if these mirror neurons, which seem to be more important than human beings, can help transmit empathy from generation to generation. The cultural component is very interesting to me because of the kindness I encountered with family and its community in Baxter, Tennessee, and people elsewhere in the USA. Something like that. I certainly seem to me that our capacity for empathy forms the basis of community ties in culture. Thank you for your fascinating work on the human brain. Best wishes, Mike McIntyre. Now, so you say, yeah, well, Miss Sylvia, I didn't write it like that. It doesn't matter how you wrote it, as long as the 3 points that you got from filling this one out. So basically what you filled out here, you would have to put it right here. Yeah, right here. And then, of course, you have to add a few words and sentences to make it a complete letter, right? You cannot just copy paste it and put it there because then your letter doesn't work. So you would have to have adjusted it a little bit to make the grammar work, the syntax work, to make it really seem like a clear letter. But basically, the ideas were already there. You just had to put them in. Okay, then, in that case, we're going to continue with focus on speaking. Yeah? So you got to switch your book to your book for listening and speaking. Okay, that is a fantastic plastic brain, and I'd like you to go to page 14. Okay, we go to page 14. Here we are. And here, the first thing what we are doing here is the review of our vocabulary, yeah? So we had here the bold-faced words such as buy into, skeptics, meticulous, authenticated, rendered, astounding, affected, come on, go through, rigorous, the best and the brightest, ingenuity, and competency, and register. Oh, wait, and then we've got fool yourself into thinking and mentally. Yes. Those are the words. So we can then skip straight to the next page where we had to look at the words and connect them to the right meaning, right? So buy into, let's just cut to the chase. Who can answer me what that is or tell me what that is? Buy into, anyone? Okay, then let me just call out names. Nobody's answering.
Can I answer?
Okay, Cynthia, yeah, after this email. Cynthia?
Create.
Awesome, very good. Yeah, It's create. Right. Okay, Ano, what about 2? Rewire.
Reconnect. Yes, reconnect. Okay.
Rewire is replace.
Wait, what?
I think so, yes.
I thought reconnect was more similar.
Huh? Wow, it's hard to hear you. What's up?
I thought reconnect was more similar.
No, it is replace. Rewire is replace. This one. Yeah.
Okay.
Rewire. Okay, skeptics, who would like to try that one?
Me, miss.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Is it doubters?
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second here, because am I unclear in my explanation or not? Cross out the word in each group below that does not have a meaning that is similar to the word. So let me restate it this way. So buy into would mean, if it is the opposite, would mean to create. If you buy into something, you're not creating. If you're rewiring something, you're reconnecting, but the opposite would be replace. So here what you cross out is the word in each group below that does not have a meaning similar to the word as it is used in the conversation. So you're not looking at the same meaning, but you look at the meaning that is not similar. So skeptics, that is
Believers?
yeah, so skeptics, that's correct, Jordi. Those are doubters. But in this case, we want to look for the opposite, so it would be believers. Yes, very good. Okay, my apologies. I wasn't so clear on that one. So yeah, Ano, that's why you got confused just now. So your answer was correct, but in this case, for this activity, we're looking for basically an antonym, yeah, for what is the opposite of the meaning. So what about meticulous?
Is it B, detailed? Or?
Yeah, so you're looking at the opposite. So it's cautious.
The opposite.
What is not the meaning? So meticulous is detailed and careful, but not cautious. So remember what it says here, cross out the word in each group below. In each group below, it's close. Cross out the word in each group below that does not have a meaning similar. So you're not looking at the similar meaning. So basically, with skeptics are doubters and disbelievers, right? So believers is wrong. Rewire would be reconnect and change, right? Not replace. So replace is wrong. Buying into would be believing and accepting, but not creating. So we circle creating. Meticulous means careful and detailed, so not cautious. Now, what about authenticated? Which one doesn't fit in?
Documented.
So it's realized, right?
Yeah, so authenticated is proven and documented. So the word that doesn't fit in is realized. Yeah, awesome. Number 6, rendered. Which word does not fit in?
Is it B?
No, it's come up with. Because rendered means this, B, and it means C. So to drew or cause to become can be connected with rendered, but coming up with something is not a rendered. What about 7, astounding?
It's A.
Yeah. So astounding means it's shocking and surprising, but not bewildering. Yeah. So what we're looking at is one of the words that does not have a similar meaning. So this is like words that are like synonyms, and then one of the words is not a synonym, does not have a similar meaning, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear just now. My apologies. But in the video, it should have been clear, actually, because I did point that out. Okay, we go to number 8. Who wants to try number 8? Affected?
B.
Yeah, awesome. So basically, affected is impacted, is affected and changed also, but not attacked. Go through. Ayot.
C.
Ah, very good. Yeah. Explain thoroughly would not be in go through, would be endure and experience and go through, but it thoroughly means really precise, so that's 9. Rigorous, what about that one?
Is it A?
Yep. Inflexible means that you're not flexible. Rigorous, demanding, and challenging. 11, the best and the brightest.
C.
The most famous. So the best and the brightest is definitely most talented, or the cream of the crop. This saying, the cream of the crop, means the best and brightest. Out of everyone, that person is the best. So it is the most famous. Is not the similar meaning. This does not have a similar meaning as this. Ingenuity?
C.
Yeah, very good. Flexibility is not in a similar meaning as the word we're talking about. Cleverness or wittiness, yes, but not a flexibility. Awesome, we go to the next page. 13, competency. Which one is not in the similar meaning?
Is it B?
Yeah. Yeah, personality. Skill and ability have something to do with competency. Okay, we go to register, number 14.
Notice.
To register something can be that you notice something. I registered, so I noticed. And I register something also means that you note something down. I registered it. So in this case, register can have a double meaning, yeah? It can have a meaning that you enroll to something. I register for the program, but that is from registration. But registering can also be noticing and noting something. Hey, I noted it, I got it. So basically in this one, these two are similar in meaning towards this. This one, no. This one is standing on its own, different by itself. Does that make sense? Because this is, I noticed it, I noted it. It's the same meaning. It's more like memperhatikan dan mendapatkan sesuatu. Whereas enroll has to do with registration. That one opts it out. It's the only one different from this group. What about 15? Fool into thinking. Anyone? No? Force. Because trick and deceive are similar in meaning connecting to this. So force is the only one opted out. Incrementally would be, you could look these things up here, guys, rapidly, because increasingly, progressively are same in meaning and connected to incrementally. So that means that rapidly stands on its own. So basically, we're looking at a word that was different in itself and not really similar to the meaning of the word that we were talking about in comparison to the rest. Any questions? No? Okay, then
No.
awesome. Then we continue. Let me see. You had to look at the bold-faced words. I had to listen and repeat. You went through and listened, yeah, on how you would have to pronounce those words. Brings us to the next page, page 18. And this basically talks about homophones. Remember the words that sound the same. If it's phones, it means that it sounds the same. If it's homographs, it means that the writing is the same. Yet the meaning of the word is mostly different. Sometimes with homographs, yeah, they're written the same, but the meaning is different. And with homophones, sometimes they're written the same or often not, but the sounds are the same and the meaning is mostly definitely different. Okay, so we're gonna look at the first part here. Impartial and not curious about, which is which. So in A we have disinterested, and in B we have uninterested. Both use a prefix, dis and un. So what is impartial? Is that A or B?
A.
Yep. Okay, let me annotate that real quick. Yeah. So then this one is B, yeah? Okay, so B, uninterested means not curious about. Awesome. What about 2? Principle, principles, and principles. 3 different ways of principle. Beliefs, which one is beliefs?
B.
Yeah. Which one is main?
A.
Awesome. So that leaves us with the last one, C. So principal, as in C, is the director of a school. You see here, they're very similar in the pronunciation, in the sound, yet the meaning is very different. Okay, now we are going to 3 and 4. Who would like to try? So we've got eminent and imminent, eminent and imminent. Eminent, it's almost the same. If you speak fast, you can hardly hear the difference. So the first one, about to happen. Let me
B.
see. Oh, awesome. Kaget aku. Yeah, B. Okay, so yeah, imminent is about to happen. So outstanding would be imminent. Yeah, very good. Okay, 4, we're looking at the words advice and advise. An opinion about what someone should or should not do. Who can tell me what that is? Anyone?
A. B.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and then you get given opinion about what someone should or should not do. Giving an opinion would then be A. So this is an opinion about what someone should or should not do. That would be advised, but advice would be that you give an opinion. That is you doing it. Yeah. Any questions?
No.
Awesome. Okay, then I assume that is clear. Wow, we continue on our track. Oh, wait a second. I totally forgot. We have 5 and we have 6 and we have 7 and we have 8. Dudes, I didn't realize. Okay. And we continue. What about 5? Who can do? I want to ask Aline. Aline, are you here?
Yes.
Hi, Aline. I've missed you. Last time I didn't hear you, so I'd like to hear you now. Can you do 5 for me? What's the first one? Make sure or certain that something happens.
A.
Yeah. Okay, then automatically you knew the answer to this one. Okay, awesome. So, ensure means that you make sure something happens, and assured means you tell someone something to lessen the worry. It's a different meaning, yeah. Now we're looking at 6. We're looking at access and excess, basically like that. Surplus and way to enter. Thank you, yeah, Aline. I'd like to ask Abel. Abel, are you here? Abel? No? Enric, are you here, Enric? Hey. No, Enric too. Okay. Ryan, Hosea Ryan. Hosea Ryan. Yeah, Kirana, I know you want to answer. Wait up. Okay, that one not either. Oh, what?
It's B, miss.
Yeah. Who said that? Tugu?
Yeah, me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, access is surplus, and then okay, this one is A, of course. So way to enter is an access is a way to enter. Okay, we go to number 7. Let me see. Grady, are you here, Grady? Grady. No. Jonathan Arya. Jonathan Arya. Okay, let's continue for a while. Matthew. Matthew. Sam Ryan. Sam Ryan. Okay. Kanaya, are you here? Kanaya?
Yeah.
Hi, Kanaya. Can you do number 7 for me?
Implied A. B, B, B.
You're funny. Yeah, that's smart of you. You get both then. Yeah. So yeah, conclude or derive a meaning from is implied, and infer means suggesting or hinting at. Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you. Okay, the last and not least, we go to 8. So we've got accepted, accepted, and accept, all with different meanings. I'd like to ask Jorin. Jorin, are you here? Jorin?
Yes, Miss.
Hi, Jorin. Can you do number 8? Apart from, what is that? Apart from?
B. C.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So no worries. So what do you think receive is then?
B.
Because he accepted his prize, so he received it. Yeah. And the last one, agreed to, which means A. So you can see here that the words accept and accepted are, they all sound the same, but they all have different meanings. Like A would be agreeing with a belief, agreeing with something, whereas in B it's receiving a prize, and which in C is apart from, means different, selain itu. So there are different meanings, though if you hear the word, they all sound the same. So it is always very important for you guys to pay notice to what the word means in context. You cannot just randomly say what it is. You got to know and look at the context in order to know. Okay, we go to 9. So here, advice, in this case, we have counsel, 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 or counsel. Now the first one of advice, that is B, please check that. And then an attorney, in that case, that would be C. So a counsel in C, how you see it in the sentence, that would refer to an attorney. And A, as you see here, how counsel is used in A, that refers to an official group. Now here in 10, we have affected. How is that used? Now, if you look at the first one, A would refer to having an influence. So in the first sentence, you can see that affect shows having an influence on something. And in C, you can see that affected has something to do with causing something to happen. Yeah, and in B, if you look here at the context here, as I show you, you can see that effect has something to do with a consequence. So from here, you can see that all these basically homophones, the words that sound the same, yet they can have mostly have a different meaning, and words can mean such a different thing based on the context in which they are used. So you always have to consider the sentence the word is used in, and or the paragraph. Yeah. Now in the part of creating, here you saw 3 different graphs. Yeah, a line graph, a pyramid, and a bar graph. And in the line graph here, it talked about the proportion of information retained. And here you could put in information that you would get out of the graph. What is it that you saw in the graph? Now, yeah. So I don't know, is there anyone who would like to respond to that? Anyone who wants to give inputs? Anyone what you filled out want to check with me? because your answers might be different. Yeah, this is not all, you guys wouldn't have all the same answer. For example, the first one, it is astounding that we forget information so quickly. Yeah, here it says when you start 10 minutes and then before the end of 10 minutes, basically, you already forget a whole lot. Yeah, so it's interesting if you look here at the line. So basically you would have to read the graph, understand the graph, and come up with ideas. And in this case, it would be using the vocabulary that you've used just now in expanding. Yeah, and the same goes here with the pyramid, which shows the percentages of the way how students learn. Yeah, by reading, audiovisual demonstration, discussing group practice, by doing, and teachers others using of learning. So here, for example, you could say from the chart, it seems we built competency by, which is the highest, teaching others a use of learning. We learned that is 90%. Yeah. The information presented here assures me that if blah, 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 blah. And what you would answer here would then have to be based on the information on the graph. In this case, we're using the words that we've already learned. Anyone who would like to respond to this part? Want to cross-check your answers? Okay, and then on the last graph, as we can see the bar graph here on a scale of 1 to 5, what do you think is the most dangerous of all the distractions while driving? So here you have the words infer, imply, to, fool ourselves into thinking, and buy into. For example, from this graph, we can infer that, or I know people who would refuse to buy into. Anyone who would like to respond to this one? Yeah, go ahead.
From this graph, we can infer that drinking is a big driving influence.
Yes, very good. Yeah, awesome. Guys, you really should do this activity, because you see, the thing is, I'm not going to give you answers to this. There's nothing for me to give, because this depends on how you read the graph and how you write it down. But I'd love to hear your answers. So if, for example, you're or you haven't done it yet, or you would still want to do it, or you would want to personally let me look over the answers, you can just either take a picture and send it to me in private chat. That's fine with me. If you would just want me to look over it, I will do that. Okay? Because, and for those who are looking into doing IELTS, this is super, super important. Yeah? For those who want to do IELTS, this is super important, because this is definitely a part that you would have to do in IELTS. Okay, that brings me also to the part that if any one of you wants to take IELTS and wants help, please don't forget to let me know. Yeah. Okay, now we continue with the grammar, because we still have a little bit more to go before we're done. Here I already explained to you about verbs followed by gerunds and infinitives. So you remember that the gerunds are verbs plus ing, but they do not function as a verb, they function as a noun. That's why a gerund can come at the beginning of a sentence as a subject, or it can come in the middle or the end of the sentence functioning as an object. Okay, so verb plus ing, but remember that is not a verb, that it doesn't function as a verb. It functions as a noun. Infinitives mostly show purpose, and infinitives are always to plus the base form of the verb. Therefore, if you use the word to, you can never use verb ing. You can never say to sleeping, to going, to eating. You cannot do that. It's to eat, to sleep, to go. Yeah, so remember not to place ing if you use to. And it mostly shows a purpose. Okay, so all that set apart, we straight away hit on to the activity here. Read the sentences from the context, choose the best meaning of the bold-faced verb, which one is the best meaning, and write the letter of the appropriate sentence next to the correct definition. What about number 1? Would like to try? So we've got tried and we've got tried. His parents tried to convince. To convince is the infinitive. Knowing how dangerous football was, he tried playing gentler. See, this is the gerund, playing. Yeah? Knowing, I mean, knowing as the subject, right? Knowing in this case is the gerund. It functions as a subject. Okay, which one is it? Tried and tried. Please let me know.
B and A. Experimented with is B.
Awesome, very good. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah? It
Yes.
does. Okay, cool. So in this case, he can forget making the decision. He can forget making the decision. He forgot to tell. To tell is the infinitive, and forget making is the gerund. A lot of the words, basically, also, if we saw, there are words like mean, quit, regret, remember, try, are verbs that come before a gerund. Yeah. Yeah, like forget going, forget taking, those words. Or tried playing, like here, tried playing, forget making. Yeah. So those are words that go before a gerund. Forget winning, forget going. Yeah, they can also come before an infinitive. Yeah. So in case here we have tried playing and knowing also. Yeah. Now we continue. Number 2. Who would like to try number 2? No one? Okay, here we have yeah, so not remember something unpleasant would be forget, and he forgot. Yeah, so not remembering is forget, and forgot means did not remember to do a task or duty would be B. And then number 3. Let me see. Let's see if that fits on one page. Yeah. Number 3 would any. Let me point that one out. Would we be in A? So remembered, kept something in mind, and then B, recalled is remembered is A, and B is kept something in mind that is remembered. Before we're looking at regretted and regretted, who would like to answer this one? Number 4. Felt sad about telling someone something or to do something. Oh.
Is it B?
Yeah, very good. And this one would be A, yeah. And then last but not least, stopped. Finish doing something in order to do something else. Which one is that, A or B?
B.
Yeah, very good. The quit in this case would be A. Okay, guys, please check your answers. Do you guys have any questions with us about this?
No.
Your no is like, yeah, of course, not me, Sylvie. Hello. Okay, we still have 6. Now, real quick here, this is quite a lot. So the first one here would be A, and stopped doing something in order to do something else is B. And talking about the words meant, intended, and planned is B. And signified and involved is A. Okay? So please note that down. Okay, great. That brings us to pronunciation, stressing important words. Okay, it is important when you do speaking that you have certain stresses that you do in your speaking. Important words is mostly when you signal that to show people that what you're saying is important. You want to create emphasis, and that is an important part in speaking, or whether you're just giving a speech or whether you're going to do a presentation. That's an important part. Now, basically what we see here in the stresses, it says underline the words that are stressed, and sometimes it may have more than one stressed word. You would have to know which ones were stressed, right? Now, let me see if we can do that in an easy way. If you would have listened to this one, I'll show you. It is hours and hours, which is stressed, and brain, which is stressed. And here it is, lots. Just check it out, yeah? Let's see if you got the same answers as what I'm showing you right now. And every, those are the ones that are stressed. And then in number 3, it is wild salmon and absolute. Okay. And then in number 4, it is desperate. And then we've got change and we've got brain. Those are the ones that were stressed here. And then for number 5, it is multitasking and crazy. Yeah. And then here for 6, we have single. Oh, wait. And 5. 2 words that are stressed. Number 7 is only 1 word, which is totally. Totally. Like that word. Number 8, smart and fast. Yeah, so here you see the example of the words that stress. So mostly they speak slower or louder, or, you know, as I already explained in the video, those are the words that are stressed and really clearly announced or pronounced or enunciated. That's how you would say it. And then here, correct the errors. Yeah, so you would have to read the conversation and emphasize emphasizing the stressed words, which ones, underline the words that you think will be stressed. So in this case, it was multitasking, so, and good. And in B, it was think, fooling, and A was agreed, success, and good. And in B, it would be father, hooked, drove, cell as a cell phone, cell, and lights. And the last one is email. And this sentence is must, like you must be joking. So must, multitasking best, like you must be joking. That's multitasking at its best. Yeah, like that. So you can hear the emphasis, yeah? And the last one, exactly, well, not exactly. So you can hear that, then here the emphasis are exactly. Drivers, 3rd and 5th. So he lost his driver's license after his 3rd accident, which was also his 5th ticket. From there you can hear the emphasis on those words. Any questions about that part? I don't think so, yeah? Okay, awesome. Now, last one, and I'll close, is debunking myths and revising misconceptions. So misconceptions, we talked about it already. Teguh, what's up?
Oh, I make a mistake, Miss.
And what is that? Oh, you just didn't want to raise your hand. Or you just wanted to say, hi, Miss Sylvie, yeah?
Yes, I want to say hi.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Okay, the last one was just you looking at the useful expressions for debunking myths and revising misconceptions. And I wanted you to read it and go over it. So just remember that sometimes we have certain concepts that change over time, and therefore we would revise them. Okay then, guys, that brings me to the end of this lesson. And as you have your schedule, please remember that we are in the week of the 24th, yeah? So you're going, basically we're supposed to do your post test last week, but we didn't have a lesson. So you're going to do your post test today after this lesson. I already opened the link so you can access it. So go to your ebook for reading and writing, Unit 1, just access it through the contents, table of contents, go to Unit 1, drop down and look for the wording post test 1 and just open the link, do it. Remember that this week you would have to practice and record your speaking test, and your post study is focused on speaking for your ebook, listening and speaking. Your pre-study will be focused on writing, and your textbook for reading and writing. Everybody have a great day. God bless you all.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye-bye.